So, hello everyone. As you guys already know me, I'm Fabricio from the welfare team, and today I'm joined by the gorgeous Luiza to talk about how it is to be a LGBT in a leadership position. And as this week is the International Inequality Week, we are going to also talk a little bit about her experience living and working in another country. So, hey Lu, how are you? Would you like to present yourself?
Sure, it's so nice to see you again, Fabricio. Thank you very much for this invitation. I'm truly honored to make part of it. Thank you for having me. So my name is Luiza Correia. I'm Brazilian, and there's almost 3 years that I'm living here in London. And today I am a senior sales manager at the London edition.
So Lou, to start, that's cool to see you again and to know that you are so well and you haven't changed it like since the last time I saw you. So Lou,
You.
the first question. So how was the process for you to get where you are now? Do you have to face any kind of prejudice for being gay and a woman?
So the process to get where I'm now, it's been like a very long process, right? I'm in the hotel business for the past 15 years. And I passed for five different companies. It's a lot of hard work, right? Sometimes I had to take step backs to be moving forward after and things like this. So it was a really good journey, I would say. It is being a really good journey, I would say. um, well, I think I'm very lucky in terms of like prejudice speaking, either as human or as a LGBT. I think I was lucky enough not to have suffered it myself, but that doesn't mean that I haven't seen, in this journey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, well, it happened twice actually that I can remember with clients that didn't know that I was in a homosexual relationship at the time, and they were treating me like straight person, which I don't understand why they should treat people differently from that, but like from anything. But they started talking bad things about being gay in front of me, and I was completely shocked, and I couldn't, to be very honest, I couldn't really react because they were my clients. So they put me in a
Mm-hmm.
very complicated situation in terms of like, should I say something? Should I stand for myself? Should I stand for the community? Or should I just keep quiet? And I made that hard decision to keep quiet, not because I was afraid or anything, but because really that people didn't mean anything in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I sometimes you have to pick your battles, and I don't think this is a battle that I will pick with a client, because the day after I didn't remember of them and they didn't remember of me, and life goes on. And I have met such like so many wonderful people in the trade, in the tourism area, that really I didn't care. That's why I didn't pick this battle. But I've seen like this kind of prejudice happening, which is worse because it's just something behind your back. You
Mm-hmm.
assume that the person is straight, and you just start talking your real thoughts. It's like if you have two faces, because I'm sure these two people, when they were in front of people that they know they were gay, they would behave differently. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But honestly, when we feel when we talk about like gender equality, especially in a work environment, I think we didn't even need to have this discussion in terms of, I know it's a utopian thinking, that
Mm-hmm.
people will not discuss this internally. But let's be honest, what my boss or anyone in my team has to do with the person that I sleep with, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Doesn't make any difference, like for them. The important thing at work is that you're a good professional, that you are honest, that you are creative, that you are engaged, not who you sleep with. So why people bring that up in work situations, and why they should care? So in a beautiful and perfect world, people should not even be worried about that. They should just be people, and they just should live and do their jobs and do their work and get promoted and do their careers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I completely understand that we still have a longer way to go and a lot of fight on this matter to really have this equality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Uh, yeah, myself, I was lucky as well for not, I never had any kind of prejudice, which is great. But yeah, I know some people that have faced like some troubles with that, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it can be ugly. It can be really ugly. You know, there's a lot of sexism. There's a lot of prejudice, and I completely know, and I acknowledge that. Like, I think we are lucky, you and I, and people that I know that have never experienced that. But there is.
yeah. So Lou, have you always known you were going to get where you are now?
No, I think life is full of surprises, right? Mostly good surprises. I have always dreamed about it, about living in London. It was my dream since I was a little kid. I blame it on Mary Poppins. I always say that the first time I saw Mary Poppins, I decided I want to live in London, and since then I'm like fighting for that. But I've never expected like to have a sponsored visa, by my company, to be in such a great company here with such good conditions.
Mm-hmm.
um, but yes, I did fight a lot to get here. I had to make choices. I have to left some things behind, such as family, friends, like a relationship, even in Brazil, to be able to achieve the position that I am here today. So no, I didn't expect, but this it was a good life surprise, I
Oh,
think.
that's great. That's great. Yeah, for I always had a dream as well to live in another country, and it's not easy to leave everything behind, your family, friends, relationship. It's really hard, and you were a brave person for doing that and
We
following your
are.
dreams. We are, yeah, exactly. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, this week is the International Inequality Week. So I would like to know how was for you moving to another country? Um, was it easy to adapt? Did you have to face any prejudice as well for being a foreigner? How was for you, Lou?
Well, I think it took me like 5 minutes to adapt.
Oh,
I think it's very easy to, adapt to good changes, right? As I said, it was my dream. So as soon as I arrived here, it was absolutely amazing. I think I'm also really lucky because I have a cousin who lives here and she has children. So, it's good to have the proximity of a family member, close to you. We live very close together. We see each other 3, 4 times a week sometimes, stay a lot of the kids. So definitely this is a plus and this helps a lot. But I was always like a city girl, very interested in culture, in restaurants, in new discoveries, museums, etc. And London do offer all of that. So this is a very good thing for me. I really explore the city. Every weekend I'm doing something new. I think the opportunity of traveling, throughout Europe over the weekends or maybe a long weekend, it's very good as well. So I didn't had like any challenges in adapting myself to this new life. But in terms of prejudice, I have never suffered something like specific towards me, but I think we are always exposed to little things by being a foreigner. You know,
mm-hmm.
even it's like the language barrier. Sometimes we just don't get the jokes that they make. Sometimes they make fun of our accent. Or even different habits that they have, things that are different from our culture, from the culture that we grew up, and we have to learn and adapt. I think we are very lucky in London because it's such a like multicultural city. You have 70% of the people that live in London are not British. They are from all over
Mm-hmm.
the world. So this helps a lot as well because we deal with hundreds of different cultures and nationalities and everything. So I guess the prejudice itself it's less visible, but in a way or another, I always feel like a foreigner. I don't really feel like a British person. I think I'll never be, and that's in small things in the day-to-day basis is when we really feel that it might have some kind of prejudice. But most of all, I cannot complain. Like it was easy to adapt and very pleasant to live here.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's a great experience for all in DBS. We have loads of international students, so yeah, that's really nice. I myself, I had at the beginning, I suffered a little bit because I didn't know anyone here, and it was my first time like leaving like my family, so I struggled a little bit. But yeah, each person has a different experience, and it's nice to
Yeah.
know how it was for each one.
True. Yeah, to be fair, like I have lived abroad twice before. So, I already had a little bit of this experience. The first time I was 17 years old and I came to Oxford to study English. I stayed just 2 months in a host family, but I think the
Hmm.
initial like shock that you might have in terms of culture, etc., happened when I was 17, which was easier because then you are a teenager, everything you want is just have fun, so you don't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
feel
yeah.
it. And then later on in the next year, I went to California to South Lake Tahoe to do like exchange program where you work, things like this. I was working in a ski station. It was really fun, but again, it was another time to face all these difficulties and everything. So when I came here to London almost 3 years ago, you already have like another mind because you have experienced the hard part already, so you always find difficulties, Fabricio. It's like there's no way of making it different, in the end of the day, we are leaving behind a lot of what we have to experience a new country with all the difficulties and challenges. But you just have to focus and think about your dreams and go ahead for it. And the only thing that I think it's gonna make it is make you stronger,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
and, and that's always a good thing.
yeah, yeah. I totally agree. So, Lou, what advice would you give to the LGBT community and to the international students when it comes to get a high position?
Well, I think like to get a high position, you have to be patient. You know, I see a lot of people coming out from internships and already looking for a management position, but it takes time. As I told you, I'm 15 years old, 15 years in this business, so it takes time. There's a lot to learn. We have to remember that when we have high positions, it also comes with high responsibilities. The,
Mm-hmm.
the the higher you get, the higher you can fall, if anything's go wrong. And I think in a situation like we are living right now with the pandemic, it's really showing the leaders that are prepared to deal with everything and can handle it, than the leaders that just want a position and they had lucky and they were there and now they don't know what to do. Also because I think when you achieve a certain point, you kind of stop doing what you like to do and you start just managing people. What I
Mm-hmm.
mean is like I love sales, right? I'm a sales manager. I've been doing this for the past 10 years, so it's really something that I enjoy. And I see my director of sales. He's most of the time trying to manage us all, managing the team, managing all the problems related to people, than really doing the sales part. And that's what we have to keep in mind. That's why you have to be patient and wait for the right moment to happen. Um, and then you have to remember, as being like a international student, to mix with other people. I know sometimes it's like very comfortable to stay in your bubble and get together with people from your same nationality or same region at least, but like mixing with other people, other culture, other beliefs, other religions, and do it with a lot of respect and open mind to learn instead of judging,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes we will judge, for example, a different religion from us, and we can be really, really hard on these people because I don't understand your religion, I don't understand your habits. But if you stop and listen and open your mind for them, you're gonna see that they have such amazing things to teach you, and the other way around as well. You're gonna teach someone like if you compare Brazilian carnival, where everyone goes naked and drunk in the streets and singing and etc., and we think this is amazing and we have fun with that. But if you tell this, for example, for a Muslim person, they're gonna be like absolute shocked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then we can exchange ideas and exchange opinions and have a very good learning point that, and this will help you in the future when you have to manage all kind of people. Then you already have this experience. So yeah, mix, you know, I think that's so rich. That's the greatest advantage of being an international student, is like knowing all kinds of cultures from all around the world. So yeah, I think that's my advice: get mixed and be
Yeah,
patient.
I totally agree, Lou, because we tend to get like together, for example, the Brazilians all together, the Germans all together, the Indians all together, and it's good to mix it. It's an experience. Even in the work environment, you're not going to, if you want to get to a high position, not going to deal only with Germans or with Brazilians. You're going to have a mix of people, and it's amazing to have a experience to know different uh, different nationalities. And yeah, I think it's a great advice.
And this will translate in your professional life, you know. For example, in my hotel, we have now around 200 employees, and we have 47 different nationalities.
Oh, that's
So
amazing.
it's really amazing. You know, we managed to talk to people from all over the world, you know, and you have to know and respect people's opinions and where they come from and their backgrounds, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the experience that you have during the university time is definitely gonna make you stand out once you are in your professional life.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, Lou, the last question, since I'm in the welfare team,
Okay.
so I'd like to know what welfare means to you and what do you do for your welfare?
Okay. That's a tricky one, especially in the times that we're living, right? Finding
Mm-hmm.
the welfare, it's like being challenged for a lot of people, and for me as well. I believe welfare is like a balance. You have to have a balance in your life, you know, balance in your health, in your work, in your studies, in your free time, in sleeping, eating, relationships, and you know, and you always like adding and removing from this scale to make it balance. You know, it's a never ending exercise in life. It's to find a welfare. So you're always trying to find this balance, and you know, with each different challenge you face in front of you, you have to rebalance this and start it all over again, you know. For me specifically, the most important is being mentally health, because if I wake up in a peace of mind, my day will flow. You know, I will even like find pleasure and motivation in small tasks like doing the laundry. Oh, okay, but at least I wake up and I already did my laundry. You know, I will get
Uh-huh.
motivated even for the small tasks. But if I wake up in the wrong feet, which happens, you know, with everyone, I'm capable of spending the whole day in bed, like doing nothing, not reading, just scrolling on my phone, you know, and have a very bad day. So especially now in this crazy times, it's really a challenge to keep this welfare and to keep sane and to keep balanced. So I do have some rituals that I do almost every day to be, you know, to have more positive days than negative days. So I do yoga 3 to 4 times a week. And now I'm doing like online yoga, of course, but it's great. You know, there are so many apps and different studios that are giving live classes and things like this, so I can keep doing. I try to meditate every day, like 10 minutes. There are some great apps for this as well.
Mm-hmm.
I might say that I'm not very good on this yet, but I'll get there. I try to sleep and wake up every day in the same time. This is very challenging, you know, especially because we're in lockdown. We don't have anything to do the next day. It's very difficult, you know, to get this discipline. But I understand that if I do it, I'm gonna have a better day. Especially because the day is ending now at 4:30. So if I don't wake up early, I'm not gonna have any day left, you know, for me.
Yeah.
I also try to eat well, like to cook more than eat out or order in, lots of fruits and vegetables. I think this is very, very important. Like, I truly believe that you are what you eat. And I do therapy once a week, which has
Wow.
saved my life. I do online therapy. My therapist is back in Brazil. I think it's very
Mm-hmm.
important for you to have a therapy that speaks your mother tongue, right? And that understands your culture and everything. So my therapist is in Brazil. I love her so much.
Oh.
And we meet every week at the same time for 1 hour. And, this is really helping me a lot to deal with all everything. So it's really like helping my mental health. And yeah, and then like if it's it really helps as well. Once a week I do like a beauty day.
That's amazing.
Just put some mask on, some hydration in my hair. And sometimes I go in the bathtub and spend some times there, light some candles, listen to good music. Like for 2 hours it's like the me moment that I
Uh-huh.
wanted to take care of myself. And this always help with like self-esteem. So when I finish this ritual, I'm always feeling better with myself, no matter what has happened during the week. Usually I do it on the weekends. So I think this is very important. So it's like a lot of little things that you have to do to balance, to feel good with yourself. And more than ever, this is being very important and interesting to see what people are doing and how they are coping with this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lou, thank you so much. It was
My
really nice to
pleasure.
talk to you again, and to
Yeah.
hear your tips and your experience was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I love the interview and I'm always at your disposal.
Oh, thank you so much. So goodbye. Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.